People constantly debate over who the strongest and weakest Avengers are, both by those in the Marvel Universe and by fans trying to argue their favorite characters. But, of course, every Avenger has strengths and weaknesses, so while some may be physically stronger, others find their strength in their intelligence or sarcasm. Let's look at the beloved superhero team and rank the Avengers from weakest to strongest. If you are new to my channel, subscribing to my channel would be heroic. Hakuna Matata. On number 17, we have Hawkeye. On numerous occasions in the comics, Clint Barton has said he's just a regular guy with a bow and arrow. Unfortunately, his lack of power usually leads to him suffering from severe injuries regularly and has led to fans deeming him the weakest member of the Avengers. While that may be true, his skills with a bow and arrow are unmatched. Clint is one of the most experienced members of the Avengers, having worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. for years before being recruited. He may be the weakest Avenger, but he's one of the best characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and was one of the only Avengers able to land a hit on Pietro and Wanda Maximoff in Avengers Age of Ultron, so fans would do well to remember not to underestimate him. On number 16 is Ant-Man. Scott Lang is a reformed thief who Sam Wilson recruited during the events of Captain America: Civil War after he unintentionally showed off his skills. He's one of the more comedic and human Avengers, learning magic to pass the time and fanboying over characters like Falcon, Captain America, and Wanda Maximoff, which results in him forgetting how to speak or accidentally revealing his identity without any sort of prompting. While his suit makes him a significant asset to the team, having a hero who can grow into a giant is always helpful. He doesn't have the same experience as many of the other Avengers, so he is not on the same level as a lot of them. However, he's still quite intelligent, so he at least has that going. On number 15 is the Falcon. Before joining the Avengers, Sam Wilson was a pararescue airman and a soldier who ran a support group for veterans. He was recruited by Steve Rogers and Natasha Romanoff while on the run from Hydra. His most valuable weapons are his wings, which allow him to assist the rest of the Avengers from the air. But even without his wings, he is still valuable on the battlefield, quick to pick up a gun and show off his expert marksman skills. On number 14 is Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff is a spy and an assassin who can get herself in and out of anywhere with relative ease. She's incredibly intelligent and has managed to outsmart both her teammates and several villains during her tenure as a hero. She is capable of holding her own against those stronger than her, something she has proved when fighting enemies like the Chitauri, Ultron's drones, the Black Order, and even the Black Panther when he was on a rage-fueled quest for revenge. On number 13 is Nick Fury. While he is not technically an Avenger, the former director of S.H.I.E.L.D. has enough combat skill and know-how to be one. He started the Avengers Initiative after meeting Carol Danvers in the 1990s. Fury can hold his own against superpowered or enhanced individuals. Having survived attacks from characters like the Winter Soldier and even Loki, he is one of the most no-nonsense characters in the MCU and doesn't take kindly to those who betray his trust. On number 12 is War Machine. Rhodey is the best friend of Tony Stark and an officer in the United States Air Force. He often finds himself having to clean up after Tony and fix the messes he causes with the government. He and Tony have fought every battle they've been in side by side, despite not having any powers. He is still a significant team member. His Iron Man suit was modified to suit military purposes better, so it is more obviously weaponized than Tony's. On number 11 is the Winter Soldier. Before he became the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes was a loyal, friendly, and headstrong individual who made sure Steve Rogers didn't get himself killed on the battlefield. He was trained as a living weapon and struggled to cope with what Hydra forced him to do as the Winter Soldier. In addition, his training from Hydra has led him to become one of the best assassins in the MCU, able to go toe-to-toe with the Black Widow. On number 10 is Captain America. Steve Rogers was one of the first known superheroes on Earth and a founding member of the Avengers. He has saved the world numerous times through the combined use of the super soldier serum flowing through his veins and his shield. On number 9 is Iron Man. Tony Stark is a definite favorite among Marvel fans, and his death hit fans and people in universe hard. He started as an arrogant and reckless young man with a brilliant mind who didn't care about anything except having a good time. On number 8 is the Black Panther. When fans first met Black Panther, he was a grieving man on a quest for vengeance against the man who had killed his father. Not only did he have an armored suit made entirely out of vibranium, but he consumed the heart-shaped herb which enhanced him physically. On number 7 is Spider-Man. Peter Parker is one of the physically stronger members of the Avengers and one of the most intelligent. Tony scoped him out before recruiting him to help during Captain America: Civil War and eventually made him an Avenger. On number 6 is Vision. Vision is a walking computer that can shoot beams of energy out of his head. Ultron initially built him as a replacement body, but the Avengers stole him and brought him to life through the combined efforts of Tony, Bruce Banner, and Thor. On number 5 is Hulk. He is one of the smartest and one of the strongest Avengers. Thanks to the Hulk, Banner is virtually indestructible, unable to be killed by any weapon, even as a human. On number 4 is Doctor Strange. Strange is an extraordinarily stubborn but determined individual who refuses to give up if there is even the slightest chance at victory. Despite clashing with several heroes, especially Tony due to their similar personalities, Strange often became the voice of reason. On number 3 is Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers was a pilot in the Air Force. Before she obtained cosmic powers from the Tesseract, her cosmic powers allow her to shoot photon blasts out of her hands. She is one of the strongest Avengers, but still not the strongest. On number 2 is Scarlet Witch. Wanda Maximoff was a witch born with the ability to harness and use chaos magic, an ability that wasn't fully awoken until the event of WandaVision. Wanda Maximoff is undoubtedly a force to be reckoned with, but surprisingly, she is not the most powerful Avenger. On number 1 is the almighty Thor. The title of strongest and most powerful Avenger belongs to none other than the God of Thunder. He was a founding member of the Avengers, the Revengers, and a temporary member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thor is a lot stronger than expected, able to take on Hulk single-handedly with ease. He was one of the few Avengers who managed to hurt Thanos more than once. Not only is he the strongest Avenger, but he is also the strongest Asgardian.